All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video leading up to, I guess, the start for the Walking Dead Season 10, which is, of course, tonight. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on the official reveal that Maggie will be indeed returning to The Walking Dead, the casting for the princess, and some other NYCC Walking Dead news. Alright, and I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check these out from skybound.com. All kinds of new news for The Walking Dead for Season 10 and onward. Even for the additional new spin-off series that they're doing. We got some new info on that from NYCC. And if you guys didn't see it, the big news, I guess, or the biggest thing that's happened is that they confirmed that Maggie is indeed going to be returning for The Walking Dead. Lauren Cohen is going to be returning. And this one's pretty exciting. I like the way they did this. Definitely check out the links in the description. If you haven't seen it, she sort of came out through the crowd, like NWO style, right? Awesome. 90s, anyway, 90s stuff. But she came out through the crowd with the Negan gear on and a mask on. And then it was kind of revealed. It looked like a fangirl of some kind, right? Which is funny. So, like this crazy fan running up on the stage, and then they reveal afterwards it's actually her, and that they were revealing at that time that she's going to be returning to The Walking Dead. I'll have to go through the articles a bit more. I'm unsure if it's season 10, if the deal was done in time for her to come back and do some filming, maybe for the second half of season 10. Is that when we're going to see Maggie return in this season, or will it be season 11, or I guess we'll have to find out. There's contracts and all that stuff involved. I'm not sure if they said exactly, when it's going to be, so we can kind of go through that afterwards and try to kind of figure out when she's going to be returning. But there was a mention of her in the premiere episode where you have Daryl and the others, and they're kind of talking about how they haven't heard from Maggie for a while. So they kind of had it in a kind of a cool sort of fourth wall type of situation where they were doing this. She was off doing her other series and stuff like that, Whiskey Cavalier, and they weren't sure. So they sort of did it in The Walking Dead as well, too, inside the series, which is they weren't sure if she was still alive, if the community she was with Georgie and whatnot, was still functioning and was still okay and everything like that. And now that she can come back, of course, it's sort of a confirmation for us that, okay, yes, the community's okay, right? They didn't get demolished by herd or something in the meantime. Because if she couldn't come back, that's probably what they would have had to do, is like do some kind of thing like that where they just never heard from him again. So I'm happy that they don't have to go that route. I'm happy they were able to kind of work things out, and we'll see her return in the series. That's going to be important for the next couple of years, I think, because you don't have Andrew Lincoln's Rick now. You don't have Michonne pretty soon. Like, we don't know how many episodes Michonne is going to be in this year. Maybe it'll just be the first half. Maybe it'll be a few more from after that. Maybe it's not even up to the end of this first half. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But because you have her leaving as well, too, it's going to be good to have one of your oldest Walking Dead survivors kind of come back into the series. And because you're going to need that, if you look at Melissa McBride, Carol, you look at Daryl, Norman Reedus, they're getting older, right? I mean, they've signed for a few more years, but they're getting older. JDM's getting older too. We're all getting older, right? So, you're going to need to have at least you at least want to have probably one or two maybe kind of early series survivors in the series, right? You probably don't ever want it to get to the point where you have zero survivors from the first few seasons in the series. So that's going to be really good to see her return. We saw Dante in the premiere episode, so I'm not sure if they're going to do... in the comic book series, they do like a relationship between Dante and Maggie. In the TV series version, we'll have to see if they do something like that. But since it sounds like she's going to be kind of coming back in a way where probably the contract worked out pretty good, they'll probably have to push her to the front. Like, they'll probably have to have her be one of your forefront characters. If you think of like the way season 9 was, remember the beginning of season 9 where you had Daryl and her and they're kind of walking side by side, and you have her and she's like right at the forefront as one of your prominent A-list characters, like that, like not somebody who's just kind of in the background and just whatever, but somebody who's one of your actual leads, especially without Rick and without Michonne and some of the others that of course have been killed off in the last few years. You kind of have to push her right to the forefront. So you're going to have like Daryl, Carol, Michonne's gone, then you're going to have Maggie, as one of the very forefront characters. So very happy news. I love the way they revealed it. I thought that was so cool. Whoever decided to do that, very smart, right? Come through the crowd, make it real. That's cool. So don't anybody get any ideas to run up on the stage and stuff like that. It's probably allowed to have security might tackle you and stuff like that, right? Especially if you got a bat, right, with barbed wire on it. So good stuff. check it out and let me know what you guys think about the information that Maggie's Return. I'm happy to hear that. And then the next one we got is from Paola Lazaro, who's going to be cast as the princess for The Walking Dead, which is pretty cool. Link will be in the description for that one as well, too. She's a character from the comics that is kind of obnoxious. She's kind of loud. She's small, but she's got kind of a big personality to kind of suit it. She uses like a spear. She's got like colorful gear on, this kind of thing. Like a pink fuzzy coat. So it's kind of a ridiculous character to see in the zombie apocalypse. So we'll see how that fits for the TV series version. In terms of the way she looks, man, she looks a lot like Princess from the comics. So, it's not too hard for them to find people that, match kind of the style. They give her the same kind of gear and stuff. I'm sure she'll look quite a bit like her. But that's a good new cast, character that's going to be coming up eventually here. At some point, we'll probably see Mercer as well, too. And in the comics, they were sort of in a relationship, Princess and Mercer. So we'll see if they do the same thing in the TV series or if they do some kind of remix for that or something. They like to keep us on our toes and not make it too easy, right? So we'll see when she eventually kind of shows up. But that's cool news. That we find out the princess is going to be coming soon, so that's cool as well. And again, also with that one too, not sure. I'll have to look through it and find out when that's going to be. The spin-off. So the additional series is coming out. We had found out that it's going to be taking place at around the same time frame as where the original Walking Dead television series is, and possibly the CRM or the Commonwealth with the Borromene rings symbols, the 3 rings that we saw on the side of the helicopter, being connected with possibly. So what they're doing, it sounds like, is that the additional new series is going to be showing another part of this overarching group that's shown up in The Walking Dead with Rick, with the helicopter, that's shown up in Fear with Althea, and in season 5's first half with that story arc. So, and then if they do this one as well too, which they're going to do this one, that one will likely be also connected with maybe a similar community that's part of the overall Commonwealth or CRM or whatever kind of name they give it in the Walking Dead television series version. But it's the Borromene rings. I think Scott Gimple confirmed that it's different communities going together. So that's what the rings kind of mean, and that's what they symbolize, is that they're intersecting. So you have the different sections, these different groups off, but then they kind of come together as maybe a commonwealth, or as a, if it's not that, then some kind of, cumulative agreement, for them to trade and do stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And Maggie's group with Georgie may be a part of that. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's a separate group. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do with that. In future episodes and future seasons. And then there was one I read about a musical episode, so they don't want to let this concept go. I think Gibble was saying, though, or somebody was saying, that it might be in the original Walking Dead television series. So it might not be a musical episode in Fear, but instead they're going to do a musical episode in the Walking Dead TV series. So I don't know if that's worse or better. Would you guys rather see a musical episode in Fear, or would you rather see a musical episode in the original Walking Dead series? People hate on Fear so much already. It's just like further ammunition to hate on it even more. To put it in the original Walking Dead series is kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I don't know why they want to do this musical concept thing. I mean, I guess maybe it's like, if a series goes on long enough, maybe there's some unsung rule that if a series goes on long enough, eventually they have to do some kind of musical episode or something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with all of these, background Hollywood, nonsense that goes on, right? I don't know all the rules. I know some of the kind of crazy stuff, but I don't know everything. So I don't know why they're hard set the musical, or if maybe they just think it's fun. Maybe it's not insidious or anything. Maybe they just think it'd be like a fun thing to do, and they got to do it eventually. They're compelled to do it. They want to do it. So we'll see if they do a musical episode of The Walking Dead or Fear. Anyway, that'll be it for kind of the updates so far. There's more stuff, though. The new spin-off series. QCCanales says, I think it's going to be like a teen Target series. That's what a lot of people think, is that the new Walking Dead series will be like a teen Target type of audience for that series, like a Stranger Things for Walking Dead type of thing. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. They could always do other series later at different time points. But if it's going to cross over with the other Walking Dead series, then, maybe it's not such, and we're finding out a bit of a background about a group that's connected to, this bigger group that Rick's going to be a part of and the others are going to be a part of. Maybe it's not such a bad idea. Maybe it's okay if it's going to be connected then it makes sense you put it in a similar location, similar time frame, because originally Fear was so disconnected. Eventually, they kind of brought it into where it became more connected. That'll be it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think. Check out The Walking Dead Season 10 premiere, and the review I did for it is in the channel right now. It's spoiler reviews. We go through all the scenes, details, everything. Looks like it's going to be another great season, guys, so I'm getting pretty amped up, pretty excited. Happy to hear about the good news from SDCC, and it sounds like they've got lots more stuff in the bag for Walking Dead in the future for the next few years. Connected to the movies, connected to the new series, connected to Fear, connected to the original Walking Dead, and possibly a musical. Who's going to be the lead singer? I don't know. Maybe it'll be Daryl. Daryl will be the lead singer. I don't know. Or if it's Fear, you do Alicia or maybe Morgan. I don't know. Anyway, so although Grace does have a really good singing voice too, and well, you got Ruben Blades as well too. So I mean, you kind of have to. If you do it, you probably have to get him to be at least like your A or maybe a high B, right? I mean, in terms of like who's at the forefront, right? A lister for that episode. That'll be it for the video, guys. Thumb it up below. Do me a favor, share favorites, subscribe to the bottom left if you're new. I'll see you guys back again soon. It's Trev saying peace later, guys. See you soon.